Hi, I'm Rhonda.
I'm Angie.
And we're Adventures in Nomadness.
Woohoo! Hey, we're finally all moved into our RV and we've done some work to it just to make sure it's livable and functional for us. And we're finally ready to give you a tour of it. So today we're going to give you a tour of the interior and then we'll do a part 2 next week.
Yep. Wow, have we got a great show for you today. We're going to talk about just the walkthrough of our new RV and the options we chose and why. Starting with part 1, which is our interior. Why? Because it is dumping rain outside today, so it's really not the best time to shoot video. So I'm going to start. If you like what you see today, please hit the like button and follow us if you're inclined. So starting with our front door, with your basic screen, we also have little cubbies that go down here. We keep a lot of our dog stuff in here. And then the bathroom, which is a wet bath, which means essentially that you shower in here. Big enough for me to walk in. Pretty easy for me to move around in here and take a shower. We have used a shower multiple times already. It comes with a cabinet, a small medicine cabinet. We opted to have, on accident, a window. Not by choice, but we got it anyway. The other thing that some people, we get standard is this little sink. A lot of people decide not to have it in. I don't, maybe have more space, but we opted to keep it. The other thing is you have a choice of hand pump or foot pump on the toilet, and we chose the foot pump, which is right here. You just step down. That seemed more convenient for us. And then it also comes with a fan right up here. It's a really simple operation. You just push it up and then you push the button and it works great. Okay, one of the main things you need to do when you're buying an Escape is choose what cabinet type you want. And you have 2 choices, maple or oak. Maple is a new option, and it comes with these gray plexiglass insets in the cabinets. We chose the lighter cabinetry. We thought it would be better in a small space, and we actually love it. One thing you'll notice is that these are a little bit lighter when you first get them, but they're supposed to darken up. So right now, because it's so new, that you'll see a little bit slightly different color, and that'll go away. So the other thing you need to choose is countertop and flooring. And you can go with standard, and those look fine. We decided we wanted something different than the typical brown that you usually get. So we got this, and the flooring is a heavy-duty flooring that should hold up to just about anything. The other option that we chose once we picked the interior is additional features. In this particular case, we've added another door here, which gives us an additional access to under the bed storage. The bed itself lifts up by standard, and there's plenty of storage all under here. The other thing is windows. So you have 2 options, thermal, frameless, which is what we chose, as well as just the typical slider type. These windows actually open out this way about 4 inches or so. We chose this because we spend a lot of time in rain, and it's nice to have these open, and you can see that we've actually got a few of them open as we do this video, and the water just repels right off. The other option that you have is this area right here. Now this is a standard one. You can get this extended all the way up if you want full cabinets all the way up here. We chose to add a window here. This is not on the official options list, but if you ask for it, you can get it, as well as the cabinet. You won't see that on your options list either. Just ask for it. The additional things are cable ready. You can choose to have that. We did. And we added an additional 120 volt outlet on this base and a 12 volt outlet at the top of the bed. We also took out the small shelf that goes all the way across. That's standard, and we took that out. there is an option to put a window in here. We opted not to have the window there. Again, both of those reasons have to do with us being able to sit up in bed, read, or watch something on our computer. So we opted to have it clear in the back. In addition to this cable ready, we have a 12-volt drop that you can't see that I basically added in here. Now originally I thought, oh well, this might be dark and we might need to add a light. So we had the drop put in. Now as we start looking at this, it turns out the additional drop and the cable ready line here are going to help us with our Wii Boost. A couple other features that you can't see are under the bed. One is a bypass for winterizing to bypass the hot water heater. So there's a little valve down there that you just turn. And the other thing is a turn-off valve for the toilet, which is right over there. So you can just turn it and it cuts off the water. The other thing you'll see up here is a microwave. This is 700 watts. We decided to, one, have the microwave, and two, have it installed here. There's multiple places that you can choose to have it installed. Some people opt not to have it at all. We like using a microwave because we expect to be plugged in. It's a small wattage, so you can actually use this off your batteries. This feature here is either a closet or a pantry. In our case, we decided to use it as a pantry. You can have them put shelves in it for you. In our case, we decided to do our own shelving. So if you want to see our shelving, we'll be talking about this mod in one of our future videos. The other thing you'll see here is the furnace. It's a propane furnace. If we're boondocking, we would use this. But most of the time when we're plugged in, we're using shore power, if you want to call it that, with this little space heater, and it works just fine. We do that because why use our propane tank when we're already paying for our site and we get free electricity with that site? See all the lighting, and then the other thing across the top, and then what you'll see here is a max fan. We have it running right now. Max fans, if you're not familiar with them, will either push or pull air. I think I may have covered this section of the interior. The next up is the back end of the RV.
Hey, it's my turn now to talk about the other half of the trailer. This is a total of about 17 feet on the interior, so I'll cover this half right here. The refrigerator, love the size of it. One of the reasons, again, we went with this travel trailer is because it does have a really nice fridge and freezer size. It's also three-way, which is awesome. We can run this off the batteries, we can run it off propane, and then while we're plugged into shore power, we just run it off the 120. Another mod that you might see, this does not come with this nice metal for magnets, woo! And we'll talk about that in a future video as well. So what comes standard in the kitchen here is the 2-burner, and we kept it a 2-burner. You can go to a 3-burner, but honestly, I never used 3 burners at one time. You can also get an oven. This would be installed here. It would have taken away our storage, and honestly, I just don't bake enough while we're in an RV to have an oven. I've developed methods just outside on our cast iron skillet, and I love cooking outside on the fire or on our grill outside, so I didn't really feel like I needed an oven. I've even done pizzas out there, so there's a ways around it. And standing up here is your gray and black battery and freshwater indicators here, along with the indicator here for turning your water pump on and water heater by using your propane there. One of the big things you can decide to do is leave this as, you know, just a straight bench, or go to the U-shaped dinette. We elected to go to the U-shaped dinette. It makes the table a little smaller, but we felt like it might add some extra comfort and extra ways of being able to sit back here. It's nice. We can actually push this table down and just, you know, make this a nice couch area as well. One thing we decided to do was not go with the standard 2-pillar pedestal. We thought that would be a pain in the butt for having to take that off and store the 2 legs every time we put the table down. So we have this hydraulic spring-filled pedestal that you just unlatch and push straight down. So ETI, Escape Trailer Industries, will install that for you when you go pick it up. The one thing we are finding is there's not a lock when you go with this method, so we have to put the table down when we're traveling. Also, there is somebody that's going to, show us what they've found. Also at the rally, there's another mount here that will make this table go this way as well, and there should be a lock on it, so that will be really helpful. Some of the other options we went with are a charge controller. So we have the 2 solar panels on top of the roof and 2 6-volt AGM batteries, which are installed under the dinette. This gives us actually quite a bit of storage under these 2 dinette seats. And so we've got a kind of a mini file cabinet over there. And this charge controller down here we can use. There's a switch here if we're on solar, on battery, we want to run the microwave or, stuff like that. Microwave is pretty much going to be the only thing we'll run off of 120 if we need to. We also went with the installed surge protector, and the pups are loving their little bed under here right now. One of the things we also got to decide was the bench seats, the upholstery here. So we went with kind of a leatherette, which is great for the dog hair. We kind of tried a couple different fabrics and stuff and decided to go with this because even though they're little, they have a mighty shedding power. So it was nice just to be able to really brush off any dog hair or any dirt that's on there. One of the other options that we do have back here is these captain lights, which we did add to. You also have the option of adding others here in the corners as well. So there's really a lot of options and customization, and there's a lot of things you can ask Escape for that they may or may not agree to, but all you can do is ask. And we also, because you can add a lot of different plugs, it was helpful for us to be able to add this one right here for the heater. So there's a lot of different options. You can really go very, very basic with everything that you order and then add and add and add and add, and we pretty much added and added and added. The great thing about buying from Canada is the exchange rate is so massively in our favor right now. So this really, buying this and adding the options really made it a great value for us, including the air conditioner. So that was one of the last options. You could decide not to go with it, but honestly, why would you not have an air conditioner even here in the very, right now, rainy Pacific Northwest? We know we'll be using this. So that is our tour. Hope you enjoyed it. Please ask us any questions if you have any questions at all about anything we've decided to do, why we've done it. Please shoot us a note. Please put it in the comments below, and we've been more than happy to answer any of those questions for you. And stay tuned. One of our upcoming videos, we're going to have part 2. We're going to actually do the exterior, and then we're also going to do a mods video. So we've done mods to the fridge, the pantry, under bed storage, and we'll kind of go through all these things that are making this really functional for us.